Greetings everybody, welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here with the series that we're running for the month of December, which is Progressive Rock Solo Artist Album Wars. So this is battle number 19, featuring two of the musicians, of course, who got through the first round, which is already done. So for those of you who are new, don't know what we're doing here, basically my subscriber Ben, my friend Ben, has put together 32 bands which he's put in 16 battles against each other. The first 16 have gone, the first round is over. The remaining 16 bands are all in the second round for 8 battles. And my job basically is to listen to these albums and then give you which one I like the best on this particular day in this particular battle. And it may change, like, you know, maybe I liked an album quite a bit in the first round, but it hasn't really stood up in the second round. Or maybe an album that passed in the first round, but I really wasn't feeling it totally, is now taken off. You know, could happen. So we have an interesting battle for today, and my job is to pick one of these two and move them on to the quarterfinals. So the two musicians that we're talking about today are basically Steve Hillage, who originated with Gong and is now doing a solo album here. That's what this is all about. Artists that are doing a solo album who are with prog bands or bands of that notoriety. The other artist is Annie Haslam, who is with Renaissance. So Steve Hillage album here that we're doing is Fish Rising. I've actually had this album, I believe, in another progressive rock battle before, and this is from 1975. I listened to, of course, both albums again. This will be their second time getting listened to. This album is a little bit quirky. It's got some quirky noises to it. The album cover is quirky to begin with. It's that big fish. Yeah. Yeah, kind of quirky, but the guitar on this is absolutely great. I think there's a lot of progressiveness to this album. And every time I listen to it, I hear things that, hey, I didn't hear that before, you know. So, really solid album, I think. It's growing on me little bit by little bit here. I just find the album cover a little bit odd, but other than that, it's a solid album. Now the other album that it's going up against is Annie in Wonderland from Annie Haslam, who of course we all know from Renaissance. Absolutely fantastic voice. She's a very operatic, clear, beautiful voice, like almost angelic, right? There's quite a bit of some good acoustic bits on this album as well, and some nice operatic background. And actually the album, the more I listen to it, the less rocky I think it sounds. I think it sounds more like a kind of a musical score type of album from an operatic viewpoint. You know, I don't know if that's the case, but that's the feeling I get this round anyways. Her voice is like, you just can't miss it. It's the most dynamic part of this album, right? The songs are okay. There's one that I recognize as a kind of a what's the artist's name, from Nat King Cole song, almost. I don't know if it's a Nat King Cole song. I actually have this track on a Nat King Cole's greatest hits that I own, but it might have come from a different artist other than that. But so the album, as the album goes on, it starts out pretty strong rock, kind of a rock flavor, and her voice is great, of course, and her voice is great throughout the whole album. But as it goes along, it becomes less rock and more kind of operish. It's a good album, though. It came out in 1977. I don't think I mentioned that, but really, really pretty solid album. So I had to choose between the two, and having listened to them, I don't think there's a ton separating the two at this point in time. Very, very close battle here. And I had to come up with well, which one would I rather hear more of? Well, I think the Steve Hillage album, I think it's just the album that's got to go ahead, only because I think there's still more here for me to get. With the Annie album, I kind of got an idea of what it is all about. I don't feel like it's going to change all that much, although it might get better as time goes on. But for today, I think I'm going to put Steve Hillage into the next round. Annie's going to lose out, but it's just by a hair. You know, could have went either way here. So I had to come up with a reason for giving one the win and the other one the loss, and that was the reasoning I gave. But still, neither one of these is bad albums. I think I like them both, and it's just unfortunate you can only have one winner. You can't have two winners, otherwise there's no point in doing it, right? So there you have it. So Steve Hillage goes on to the next round. If you have any comments about either album, you can put them in the comment section below. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It's much appreciated. And if you want to be notified of the next battle, or you want to be notified of any more content on the channel, please hit the notification bell. Anyways, I hope to see you tomorrow for another battle, and take care and have a good night.